let's start with the issue of disparity in salary payment of teachers. What's going on? We understand that the issue of disparity, and we have some people come here to complain that teachers of the Secondary Education Management Board, they've been complaining of salary disparity. What's going on?
Okay, so the issues are being handled. What has been brought to the attention of the government, I think it was just a few weeks ago, thereabout, that the issue was brought to the attention of the government, and the governor has since instructed that the necessary action should be taken to correct whatever anomalies that may be existing concerning the payment of salaries to teachers. So I think it's something both ASUBEB and SEMB are expected to collaborate and ensure that it is resolved as quickly as possible.
Okay, so there's a particular case we're handling somewhere in Omar Hesat, and it has to do with this issue of teachers and all that. And still talking about teachers, some people said that the benchmark for
is conditional. Even when the federal government came up with its own policy, I still remember that a release issued by the then Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, it was clearly stated that it was conditional, subject to a lot of issues, including you being fit health-wise, being willing to continue to teach, being adjudged to still be competent, to impact. So I know you don't just it because it has been implemented, or because you've met the age of retirement and you begin to enjoy it. So you are assessed by the authorities in charge of the Ministry of Education. They assess you, and if they adjudge you fit, capable, and willing to still continue to teach, they will give the necessary approvals, and you will remain in the service. But if there are specific issues or specific examples where someone met the necessary requirements and he or she was denied the opportunity, I think I would like to get that so that it will be treated on his merit.
Now, it's almost 3 years, Ferdinand, and I know that there's a committee in place set up to look at the issue of payment of gratuity for pensioners, and people are wondering what's going on with that committee. Nothing much has been heard, and almost 3 years now. Is it that that will not be tackled maybe in the first tenure of the governor? What exactly is going on?
So I don't know what you mean by 3 years. The committee was set up a few months ago. I remember when the NUP president came here. We had a fantastic interaction. He had gotten information, the facts and the figures and everything that transpired in Abia prior to now, and he saw and heard from his members how religious the present government had been, and the man was very happy. Of course, a very informed person, he said he had been in the know of what happened in Abia in the past, but we're not dwelling in the past. So don't forget that the issue of pension arrears were dealt with first, and of course arrears of salaries owed those who are still working in the state civil service we also dealt with. We will never get tired of telling you these facts, that an institution like the Ubonayano Polytechnic, the staff there were owed 32 months. It's verifiable. It's a fact that all of us knew that ABSUT's staff were owed 15 months, that ABSU staff were owed 11 months, that ASETA staff were owed 27 months, that HMB were owed 12 months. All these arrears have been defrayed by the present government. So, in fact, you will recall that on assumption of office, or before His Excellency's inauguration, NMA was on strike, but about a week before the inauguration of His Excellency, they called off the strike, and they did say they were doing it because they believed in the governor, the governor-elect then, and believed he was going to keep to his promise, and of course the governor has kept to his promise, and has continued to impact the lives of these people very positively. You know that resources are limited. The most important thing is that the governor has the desire and the willingness and the commitment to solve this problem. So after the issues that we had earlier with some persons in with the leadership of the NUP, His Excellency decided to revisit the matter, especially the issue of gratuity, and he set up a committee made up of some appointees of the government, including the SSG, the Attorney General, the Commissioner for Finance, the Accountant General, the Principal Secretary to the Governor, the Head of Service. I'm also a member of the committee, and a few others, and it's a label. And the committee did a fantastic job. And in the end, the arrears arrived at over 60 billion. This is crazy, and these were arrears that were incurred over the years. But the most important thing, the governor has maintained his willingness and commitment to resolving this problem. So after the committee's report was submitted, the government is reviewing it, and what the government is trying to do at this point is to state or break down the modalities for defraying these humongous arrears over a period of time. Okay. So in the very short time now, the payment will commence. But we want to ensure that let's say if you say maybe every month I'll pay 500 million or 1 billion, whatever as the case may be, that the whole thing is so organized, so properly arranged, the way no person will be omitted. You will recall that when His Excellency first came on board and set up the verification, a committee to ensure that workers were verified and that all those that were being owed were paid, we encountered a lot of challenges. We had issues of omission. I've not been paid. My name was omitted in the verification. It was because of the system, the very terrible system we had here over the years, where you had in the local government, people would just sit, every month draw up of a list of people that will be paid. They will put the names of those they like and those they move those they do not like. So a lot of things were muddled up, a lot of issues, a lot of discrepancies, a lot of loopholes. So in the course of those verifications, and there were omissions left, right, and center. But we are happy that today, you just once in a while you hear a few persons will say I've been omitted or I have not been paid or this, and those issues are swiftly resolved, and those that are pending are going to be resolved. So because of that experience, that bad experience, we decided to be very thorough. The government decided to be very thorough in handling this issue of gratuity, so that once you start paying, it's to be hitch-free, and the thing will flow freely, and nobody will complain. Okay, so that is nobody has abandoned that. We spent. The committee was just set up about should be between 4 or 5 months ago, 4 months ago, and he has done a fantastic job to turn in the East report very quickly. It's because of the instruction the governor gave. I said I want this delivered in record time, and that has been done. So the governor is very committed to resolving these issues and ensuring that never in our history will our state go back to this terrible practice of non-payment of salaries and pension and gratuities and this what do you call it, dichotomy of core and non-core civil servants. All those atrocious practices that suffocated our democracy here, suffocated governance here, stunted our economic growth, denied our people the right to enjoy the gains of democracy. That all those things don't happen again. So we are committed to resolving the issue of gratuity. So
it's good that you just pointed out that the committee has turned in their report. So maybe we are looking, maybe before the year ends, the government will start paying, right, Ferdinand?
I'm confident those ways, but I believe it's likely because the government is committed to. There is no once all the whatever loopholes are covered, you will do that. What are you waiting for the governor to have done that? He has shown his trajectory is very clear. He has shown sincerity and commitment and consistency in resolving all the issues. Don't forget, from pension arrears to salary arrears to sacked workers, the arrears of people that were sacked in Obonioni Polytechnic and others, and the rest of them. So there is absolutely no doubt that the governor is committed to doing this.
Now, to Okwa, the Abia Industrial and Innovation Park, there was a kind of, I think, groundbreaking some time ago. In fact, in the early days of this administration, the governor did a groundbreaking ceremony, to launch the project, to flag off the project. Well, going there now, it's one would be wondering that nothing is actually happening that area.
It's not true. It's not true. I don't know.
Are you saying?
Yeah, a whole lot of things are happening. Sometimes when whatever land we are taking that belongs to the people, we must ensure that the owners of the land are paid compensation. So when you plan yourself, you don't just go there and begin to make noise. You are building this one. In the end, it will become an abandoned project. This is not, the kind of project you joke with. So the government started by carrying out very comprehensive enumeration of all the people that were supposed to be paid compensation. I don't know if all of them have been paid now, but as the last month or thereabout, I think over 1,000 or 1,000 plus people had been paid. And government continues to do that because the more you're verifying, you're paying, there are some persons are coming up with claims, you investigate. If once it's established, the authenticity of such claims are, established, people are paid. And again, the access route to the place, if you had been there, you know the place, was looking like an isolated part of other state. And as I speak, construction of the road is ongoing and work is ongoing there. So those are the basic things, because nobody would want to come and invest in a place that is not safe, that is not secure, that doesn't have access. So the government has been working both power, road, security, everything, all the necessary incentives that need to be put in place before the commencement of the project have been executed. So nobody is ready to come and put his you remember His Excellency's philosophy that investors and investments come only to a place that has been prepared for them. So if you've not put the necessary amenities, the necessary infrastructure in place, nobody will come there. People can come and buy land, people can come and make a stake and say we've invested them. But you as a government, that's the position of our governor. You need to lead the way. You need to give the people reasons to come and put their money. Now somebody has paid and secured a land, a portion of land, it's not a guarantee that the person must come and invest if you've not given them reasons to come and invest. So work is ongoing, please.
So you're saying that Abian should not worry that the project will go the way of Enyimba Economic City, because that's the fear
that it will not go.
It will not go the way of. No, it's good you say it so that because people have started, expressing that fears that okay, the AIP. So
people from there know that something is happening there. You live in a different part of the state, and if you don't ask question, if you don't go there, if you want to, a journalist, you can write to the place. You know that the governor is working as it does, so most parts of the states are now have access routes. So I know your fear, because I can't remember the last time you went there, because there was no road and there was insecurity everywhere. Our state today is safe and peaceful and secure. We have access road in every nook and cranny, and of course your local government is a beneficiary, and in
fact that brings us to the next question.
Work is ongoing. Work is going. When last did you travel to the village?
But the fact is that you don't deliver this project at record time, because I know that Nonya was flagged off last year March, and the governor promised that that the project will be delivered in 1 year. And 1 year of last year March should be this year March. But up to this moment, yes, we understand that work is still ongoing. But it's about a year and 6 months. You've not completed that project. There's so many other roads. Take for instance, this Abia Road. It's just about a kilometer or so. Bank Road. Work is still ongoing. 1 year after. So what's happening?
Okay, so Bank Road, is it 1 year after? It's not true.
Yeah, it started November last year.
So let me guide you. For example, you mentioned the Nonya Eluama Road. You know, there is one thing about project execution. As you're working, if there are hitches you meet midway, for example, when you scope, there are things you may not discover, but midway you discover that there are greater challenges. What you will do, because we want to do what is sustainable, roads that are solid, of course we do stone base. That is the governance standard. So work has been going very well, but once you have hitches, these things are bound to occur in project execution. But if you look at the roads that have been delivered, a lot of them have been delivered in record time. Ohanku was delivered in record time. Port Harcourt Road was delivered in record time. Omeniko Bridge was delivered in record time. Omar Hizua Road was delivered in record time. There are many projects that have been delivered in record time, but that does not mean that there may not be hitches in some projects. Okay, but the most important thing, the commitment, the sincerity to deliver, are there. So there is nothing to doubt. The bank road you mentioned, let me give you an example. Remember that former Treadmore, whatever. Okay, as Agri Boulevard was completed, now the government came up with the vision of what to do to deal with the issues at is it Okpara Square, the one in town here, and the rest of them. You want to create access. Now you have the railway and the rail station. Don't forget that these are federal government institutions or facilities, and discussions started where to relocate them to now create access that will get all the way to Umudike Junction and all those things. These are not, you don't just close and open your eyes and do these things. You have negotiations and get the approvals of the federal government to relocate these people and be able to do what they want to do. And if you look at this bank road you are talking about, you find out as the government was working, ideas were coming up on how to. That was where some things were put down, you built and expanded and changed and all the rest of them. But if you look at it, you find out that work is ongoing. So anybody who wants to be very sincere, would agree that this government is executing projects with speed, unprecedented speed, and this is a verifiable fact. A lot of persons would have looked at Omeniko Bridge. It was supposed to be delivered in 1 year, but it was less than 1 year. Don't forget, it was flagged off this year, but it has been delivered. So these things happen. It was supposed to be delivered in 1 year, but it was delivered in between 8 and 9 months. So that's a lot of people would have left it and wait for election and use the project and campaign. They go to Port Harcourt Road and campaign. They go here, but the governor is not interested, and he has always said it. Our time here is very limited, and we must utilize the time we have to cover many grounds to meet the expectations of our people, to build the states that will just be on autopilot, and development will be going. Salaries will flow in. People who retire will receive their pension. The system we had here was so deteriorated, was so messed up, that being a pensioner was like you are being sentenced to, you were being handed a death sentence. This was how it looked like. A lot of people were afraid to retire, because there was never any guarantee that you were going to get your pension. But with the mechanism the governor has put in place as we speak, so prepared it, using his banking background, experience, and coordination and organization in handling things, he decided to so arrange it that every month that this money is already set aside, that the pension will be paid. So you as a pensioner, you now know that every month, if you have whatever ailment, you already know that you are going to set aside so amount of money from your pension to take care of yourself, and that this money will come as and when due, and that is what is happening.
So when should we be expecting that Nonye Luama road will be completed, so that we'll hold you by your words?
If you were asking His Excellency this question, no one will tell you that you are wearing your local cap.
Of course.
So don't wear a local cap here. So be concerned about everywhere in Abia, not only one.
Okay,
so this the bulldozers are there, the caterpillars are there. They are working with speed. They are working with speed, and they will be. I know that is the one that matters to you. Will also be delivered very soon.
You sound so political. All right, it's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions here on Flow 94.9 FM. Let's pause now to pay some bills. When we come back, The show continues still. All right, welcome back to the program. Still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions here on Flow 94.9 FM. And we are looking at the issue of governance in Abia State as the year is gradually winding down. And my guest here is the special advisor to the governor on media and publicity, Mazi Ferdinand Ekoma. Welcome back to the program. Now,
thank you.
Are you bothered that most people are beginning to complain? Those people that supported Governor Lex in 2023 to win the election. Some of them are so aggrieved right now. You know, they say that after that election, that the governor abandoned them. And right now, it appears that the opposition, you know, they are gathering momentum. In fact, these same aggrieved people appear to be, you know, they are now rallying, the opposition is rallying around them now to make sure that they unseat the governor in 2027. Are you bothered, Ferdinand?
Well, I would have been bothered if what you said is the truth, but what you said is not the truth.
Okay, you've not heard that some people are aggrieved. No. Those that supported the government.
People, first and foremost, there are two categories of people that supported the governor. Okay, or maybe three categories. Just two categories. Let me put it that way. One, the people that belong to the same political party or the same structure with the governor. And the second group are the masses of Abia State. The masses of Abia State are happy with our governor. They are excited. They are grateful. They are appreciative. And they are very proud of the giant strides he's executing. He's, actualizing in Abia State. Now, the second group, party members, party loyalists and supporters and the rest of them. It is natural in politics, in a democracy, for people to feel aggrieved. And those who feel genuinely aggrieved, the issues they have brought to the attention of the governor and his aides will be decisively dealt with. If we tell you that there are no little grievances there and there in the structure in the party, I will be lying to myself and I will be lying to you. But the most important thing is that we are very committed to resolving those issues. You know, the governor is just one man. I come from a local government. I come from a ward. Okay, so when I'm given a responsibility, the only way to ensure that the governor doesn't get those complaints is for me to be transparent and honest and sincere and firm and fair in carrying out those responsibilities. So if anybody has been empowered, you should move around and empower others. If there is a project that you've been given to execute or an assignment that has been given to you, you should execute it with all honesty. So the governor has aides, the governor has stakeholders, they have people that have been empowered. You cannot empower everybody at the same time, and it is not possible to, meet the demands of everybody. That is what you see in governance. But the most important thing to our people, which is the topmost priority, is good governance, and which our people are feeling and seeing and touching in every nook and cranny of Abia State. So whatever internal challenges or issues we may have in our party, in our structure, the governor is committed to resolving them. But if you are talking about the people you say are rallying around whoever, that one is a huge joke. Because you shouldn't forget that the people you are talking about, the opposition, most of them are the people we dislodged when we were in opposition. We dislodged them in 2023. Let me give you an example. This is not to demean the person who was the PDP candidate, Chief Okeahiwe. Okay? He was the governorship candidate of PDP. And the slogan then was, okay is okay. He ran. He lost woefully to His Excellency Dr. Alex OFR. If those people who supported him, if those people who said okay was okay, were sincere, if they genuinely believed in him, if they believed in his capacity, and what do you know what they would have done? They would have remained with him. They would have continued to support him. But what have they done? They've abandoned him because their philosophy is anywhere belief is. So they have no principles. They have no democratic ideologies. They don't believe in good governance. They are not talking about Abia State. They are talking about their stomach. That is why you can't even define where they are today, whether they are in the PDP or in the APC. So that is lack of character. And that tells you, that shows the difference between those people and those of us. What? And Governor Lexoti, he ran in 2015, he ran in 2019. He maintained and upheld his structure. His people remained committed and loyal. Consistency. That's what pays off. So if you're not consistent, if you don't have character, if you are returner's, you will not be able to, do this job of opposition, and you will not be able, even when you have the opportunity, you will not be able to render responsible, good governance. That's what they lack. So those people are so inconsequential in their different polling units and what they will lost woefully. Go and check the results. Some of them that are talking today, they lost woefully in their different polling units, and they will lose again because our people have seen through them. Our people have seen the facade of a philosophy they are, projecting. It's all about malice. They are yet to recover from the onslaught, devastating onslaught of 2023. So they don't describe them as the people, or don't, project them as the people who decide the governor of others. It is the masses of others that will decide who governs them. That is what it is.
Now, because some of them, those people that you refer to, even when they are in PDP, they were in PDP, they also said they worked for your principal, who is the governor right now. And these same people,
they were in PDP and they work for us.
Yes, and some of them have decided to, move, just like you pointed out. Now, Ferdinand, if the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, today decides to run for the office of the governor, will you be jittery in any way that your principal may likely lose this seat, considering the fact that he's very close to the president, he belongs to the ruling party, he is a federal government, approved, how do I say it now, son, kind of. So if he decides to run today, would you actually be afraid that Governor Oti may likely not make it back to government house?
He doesn't even have the courage to run. So he knows, and he doesn't have the capacity to frighten Governor Lexoti. Okay? In 2019, Governor Lexoti played a role in him getting the ticket of his party. It's a fact.
Really?
Yes. So when he won and was vying for speakership, His Excellency, because of his civilized kind of politics, invited all our House of Reps members and he said they must support him. They don't belong to the same political party. Said you must support him. Please, he's our own. Let's support him to win. And they unanimously supported him. After that, the governor organized a civic reception. Yeah, a very loud one. He's our son. We know what happens in some states. There were some states. In fact, there was a particular state they wanted to pick the deputy speaker from. The governor was there. The governor there, in collaboration with the others, fought against that, because they said they didn't want a distraction. But this is a governor that is civilized, that put governance, that put development, that put the interests of the people first before politics. And you and I, we were here when the deputy speaker started boasting about him being number 6. He cannot be number 6. And you saw the arrogance with which he said it. I cannot be number 6 and another person will be ruling my state. It can never happen. So that first time he spoke, he wasn't saying that the governor wasn't doing well. He didn't say that the governor didn't do well, has not done well, but because he says he is number 6, and because of that, so to answer your question, he doesn't have the capacity to be a threat to Governor Lexoti. He doesn't have the capacity to frighten him. And you talking about the issue of enabling the president, that's delusion grandeur. His Excellency had known the president. That is assuming, if that is the yardstick for anybody, for whatever. And he has known the president for over 20 years, and they've had very cordial, good relationship. Okay. Very strong relationship. So
to the same
it doesn't matter. We're in a democracy, you must not belong to the same political party, and the governor has said it earlier that if the His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR had been inconsistent, had been jumping from here to there, did not show some principles from AD, because if you look at how he moved, it wasn't about my party is saying, okay, let me run to the other one. When things went wrong, he moved from AD to AC, from AC to ACN, from ACN to APC. So the governor once said it during the interview he had with Rufai, Hussein of Arise, that if the president were doing the same thing some persons are doing today, then he will not be where he is today. So that you don't belong to the same political party does not mean you are at war with the president, or you are fighting the president, or you are opposed to the president. No. So what you are analyzing It's the same facade being sold by the deputy speaker wherever he goes, dropping the name of the president. When did he get to know the president? Does he have unfettered access to the president? The answer is capital no. So we know everything that is happening here. He's struggling to pitch the president against the governor. He's struggling to incite the president against the governor. People play God even when they don't have what it takes to do what they're doing. So we are not worried. We are not bothered. We've heard all the things he's saying, his utterances, his insightful statements and all. We are not bothered. But the fact we must take to the bank is that he does not have what it takes. He doesn't have it in any way. And we know each other. We know. He knows the governor. The governor knows him. He was in Iran, in Bende. Bende is not Abia State. They're all from Bende. Bende is not Abia State. Abia State is made up of 17 local governments. So anybody that wants to run, it is within his rights, democratic right to contest for governor if he wants to run. Every other person is free to run. So you can't say because His Excellency is the governor, we now say nobody should run. If you want to run, you run. But what we are just saying, people must conduct and comport themselves honorably and responsibly. That's how it should be in a democracy. You don't come here and begin to talk carelessly and say all kinds of things and incite the federal government and fabricate lies that don't exist just because you want to. If you are a man, you should be man enough, courageous enough to run on your own strength, to speak, not using the name of the president left, right, and center. That is a conspicuous sign of cowardice. That's what it is.
Okay, I think we should just be temperate with the choice of words, Ferdinand. But it's time for us to open the phone lines. You can be part of this discussion by calling 08081826949 or 08116052949. Also, go to our Facebook page, drop your comment there. Let's talk on the platform. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Mr. Gedeka, good morning, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Mr. Ferdinand, Honorable, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. I am begging you, you should not stress yourself so much. Abians know the truth. My name is Mr. Chijoke from Bende Road. The major thing that makes me happy in Abia and Southeast is that nobody will come again to tell us that I am number one, I am number so-so, I am number 6, and that I am taking for Nandekal again. Because they can't use it to play politics again. We have seen the truth. If you are telling us that you are an insider, we should see something that makes us to believe that you are an insider. Talking about Lesotho development, let me just talk about Itukwato. It's not only Nonya route. I witnessed with my eyes the ongoing one in the Umerem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
My friend, you better listen. You're saying thank you. You're talking about your village now.
He has made his point.
So he's telling you the ones you do not know.
No, forget the one I know. That's the one.
So you better go to your village now and visit more places.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, Chidu.
Hello, welcome.
Honorable in the house, you are favored.
Thank you.
Never go down in life.
Thank you. God bless you.
The great prophet from Onimo. Yes, when the honorable, whenever he's talking, Adams listen. Even the opposition, all of them, 99% of others now are listening because a righteous man is talking. Proverbs 28:1 says that the righteous is as bold as a lion. They have said it all. Repeating what he said is what he called repetition. Yes, I'm talking prophetically. What? Even Ben Kalu may not even win in that constituency, may not go back. I'm talking prophetically. Yes, because everyone stress them. God doesn't do anything. Who is this prophet? Who is this prophet? What we are saying is that our government has done it. 2027 is propaganda versus the reality on ground. The man, our government is doing this very needful. Those three oppositions have said, are using Ben Kalu to gain politically relevant. But I know that they won't be relevant politically again.
Thank you so much, Excellent, for your contribution. Please, when you call, be brief so that others can actually participate in the program. Hello? Okay, to our Facebook page, Comrade Precious Achumba said, you're representative from Mvosi Nisia Langwesal. He said, let's be sincere to ourselves. Abians are happy for having a governor with courageous kindness and compassion. His project will speak for him come next election. Thank you so much, comrade. Where's Victor said, why is the newly recruited teachers yet to be paid? and why the controversy in the website given by the government and the just concluded or yet to be concluded second batch. Well, I'm sure, Ferdinand, you will respond to that, but let's take...
Sorry, let me read that thing again.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, I will get back to that. Let's answer this call. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome, Ikechukwu.
Yes, Ikechukwu calling from Omaha.
Okay.
No, one problem is that when you lie to your principal, lie destroy. Okay, can you honestly now, Ferdinand, heard that Alex Oti and Labour Party in Abia State is qualified to feed in election if the government election to be conducted today? I'm telling you, if it's yes, then don't defect to another party. Even that Labour Party you defected to has issue. We must wait. Remain in Labour Party, 2027, feed him as a candidate and contest gubernatorial election.
Okay.
Do you know?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ikechukwu. But
What he said does it have anything to do with what I said here?
he said if you think the governor is popular, let him leave his party and probably go to another.
No problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so but Ferdinand, there's another issue. The APC. I think they issued a statement some time ago. A chieftain of the APC saying that Abia Hotels, which was revoked, was because the deputy speaker had his rally in that particular facility, and probably the Abia State government they weren't actually comfortable with what happened. Hence, they decided to actually revoke, the contract they had with the investor there. Is it true?
Okay, Gedeka, so this is the same petty and primitive politics we are talking about. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. If you want to run an election, you want to contest for whatever position, you don't need to resort to mischief. You don't need to resort to, telling audacious lies to impress the people or mislead the people or vilify the person you think poses a threat to your ambition. First and foremost, to just cut it very short, there was a lease agreement entered into between a supposed investor and the state government, and that was in 2013. Okay, it was for them to build a 3-star Protea standard hotel. Okay. Which they will manage for a while and hand over to the state government and return some stake. And they were also expected to be paying the government a royalty of a certain amount of money annually and other things. Every single thing contained in that agreement has been breached and violated and ignored and abandoned and disregarded. 12 years after, which is today, in fact it started last year, the state government resolved to repossess Abia Hotels. The same thing he wants to do with Abia Hotels, Aba, which the negotiation is nearing completion. The same thing the government has done with other government institutions that were abandoned, that have become a hiding abode for criminals. Discussions started with the management, the supposed investors, to repossess the place, and the discussion went on very well. They bought an estate valuer, it was valued, there was an agreement of what the government will pay. The supposed investor or developer in question, nominated his lawyer who represented him from the beginning to the end. I said discussion started in 2014. I didn't say last week or 2 weeks ago or last month. The lawyer, I have a letter here written by the lawyer where he now emphatically stated that he is sending the account details for the payment of the agreed sum of 450 million naira. It was written and signed. I have the letter. And what was agreed, immediately they are paid the money, they should begin to dismantle and remove everything there. Ordinarily, Geneka, a government or a governor that doesn't have the character, the mindset of His Excellency, Dr. Alexoti OFR, would not have given the supposed investor a dime. Why do I say so? One, you were supposed to build a 3-star Protea standard Protea hotel. You didn't build it. You were supposed to be paying the government royalty. You didn't pay. specifically here, where they were expected to deliver the first phase of the hotel in 2017. It is written in the document. They didn't. What you did was to share the land, the spaces there, to people who built all kinds of shanties. Don't forget that this is a very strategic government property that you've occupied for 12 years. So if anything, you should actually be the one to pay the government. That's what it should be. But because this governor has a philosophy which is anchored on creating the enabling environment that will attract investors and investments, he decided to just do these things because he doesn't want to dwell in the past, so that it doesn't look like his malice. Maybe because these people, the contract happened, during the tenure of his predecessors. He doesn't want. This is why he has done all these things, only for these people to get this money and have the audacity to come and fabricate these lies, aligning with the APC. APC now saying you did the right. Well, brother, you talk. Who cares about your rally? This is a discussion that happened. Several discussions, several meetings. We have pieces of evidence to substantiate what we are saying.
Okay.
So does it make any sense for a political party that should conduct itself honorably to come and fabricate lies aimed at misleading the public, aimed at painting the government bad? What else do you need to see or know or hear to know that these people are dishonorable? There's no other better way of showing that you are dishonorable except by doing this. Because if you wanted to speak the truth, you ask these people, you ask questions, you ask for information, for documents, so to enable you substantiate whatever you're claiming. So this alone tells you, of course, we know them. APC is just a bit of
You are saying something never happened at all.
I've told you the facts, and let them bring superior this thing to present contrary to what I've told you.
Okay.
So why did they wait to receive the money before blackmailing the government? They know what they're doing.
All right, let's revisit the ones Victor message that he sent on our Facebook page. He said, why is the newly recruited teachers yet to be paid? And why the controversy in the website given by the government and the just concluded or yet to be concluded second batch?
The controversy in the website, I don't know what that.
Maybe I think he's not able to access the website. Given
but a certain number has been read out. The number of people that have applied. How many persons as at last week? So, of course, these things do happen. So the person may also check in his or her devices as well. But I know that I think over 500 persons or so have concluded the application. So. Then on the issue of payment, I was aware that the Accountant General's office has started handling that, but I will also get across to them and find out what the situation is. Very important.
All right. The special advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Mazi Ferdinand Ekoma. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us on the platform.
Thank you, Geneka. Right. Thank you, and thank you, the good people of Abia State. As usual, this is our state. Our Governor, His Excellency Dr. Lesuti OFR, is committed to writing our checkered history. He's committed to developing every part of Abia State. He's committed to playing decent and responsible and civilized politics. This is our state, and we will continue to strive to make our people proud.
All right. Thank you so much, Ferdinand. To all of you who called in and those that dropped their comments on our Facebook page, thank you so much. May God bless you. The show returns on Monday at 10 a.m. My name is Ginika.